hate extra large windage turrets. Stupid.
Go.
You know, 0 to 60, like we always say. All right, hey, welcome to Ride High, Shoot Far. Hopefully this is our second video, we'll see. But today we are actually coming out here and putting up this gong out in the middle of nowhere, as you can see, kind of a hunting area. And one of the things I really want to get better at is being able to get off my animal and make some nice medium to long range shots, and also good practice for my kids too. We might have 2 deer tags in this area, so we kind of want to practice. And what we're going to do tomorrow is we're going to ride down to this valley, and when we get to a certain spot, we're going to actually simulate that we're riding and actually glass or come upon a buck. And then we got to get off, range find, get our positions, and make the shots. So we're going to film all that, see how it goes, and maybe you guys can say, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that. And then I'm also going to talk about things that I do, which sometimes work, sometimes don't, when I'm getting off and getting ready to shoot an animal. So anyway, we'll bring you along tomorrow on that ride. So we will see you tomorrow. And I want to thank Gracie. She's my partner in crime here tonight. She's filming, so we'll see her tomorrow in action. So we'll see how it goes. Thanks. Gracie, I think Bear's gonna shoot a big buck today.
Absolutely.
First shot?
I don't think he's ready though. Are you ready?
You ready, dude? Yeah. Very good from out there, brother. Go down that trail, right? Go down the phone. All right, so we were on our simulated hunt, and we have a saying, we just spotted a buck on that hillside, and we have a saying 0 to 60. And what that means is that you might be riding along, you might be glassing, it's kind of boring, you're even wondering if there's any animals even in the area, and then all of a sudden things just go from 0 to 60 miles per hour. What that means is that you spotted your animal, and it's time to go into kill mode. And so that's what we're going to try to simulate here. And one of the things we have to do is we have to transition from being on our mule and riding to getting down and getting in a shooting position as quickly as we possibly can and as steady as we possibly can. And so here's a couple of things that I try like to remember. First off, once we see the animal that we're after, I try to mark the hill with something that I can recognize, because I'm going to have to probably take my eyes off of that animal to get my mule tied up, get him secured, and to try to get into position. I wish I was a stud that I could just shoot off my animal and hit deer at 400 yards, but I'm not that cool. So the first thing we have to do is try to secure our mule. Sometimes we assign someone and say, hey, here's my mule, and the shooter is top priority at this point and getting them in a good position. So if you're with some friends, your job is just to get the mule from the shooter and have the shooter get off and get his rifle ready and then get into position. And hopefully you've marked the hill and you still know where the animal is. The next is to try to get in as accurate and steady position as you possibly can. And this is a lot easier said than done. In this simulated hunt that we had a hard time just getting the mules ready. It's a burn zone. A lot of these logs, even though they're very fragile and they tip over very easy. And the last thing you want is a mule to kind of pull, trying to get some grass. And then all of a sudden you have, a mule running away at the log, getting drugged behind him. So anyway, Bear tries to get into his shooting position here. Now this looks like a pretty good position, and the target or the gong was only about 250 yards away. And so you probably, if you're kind of in a hunting situation, could get away with this and make a decent shot. But we really struggled with getting this in this position to be as accurate as possible. And the reason being is we only have 1 point of contact. I try to get 2 points of contact. That means that the front of my rifle and the back of my rifle are in a spot where they are steady and rock solid. So we actually took a shot from this position and missed and realized that we really needed to get into a better position. And so you'll see that here in just a minute. So here we are in a position that's actually more steady, and Bear felt a lot better. Now in a real life situation, we probably wouldn't have got the buck, but doing this activity helped us gain a lot of information on what we need to work on. And one thing we really need to figure out is finding a better way to get steady with our rifles. But once Bear got steady with his 6mm 284 Winchester, he made a great shot and pulled it off. Also, it's well noted that if you are shooting with someone, this isn't just for mountain hunting, this is general hunting, that if you're not shooting, you should be watching through your binoculars and try to give them a spot. Now, Bear shot, and he missed his first shot, and then Gracie called the shot and said, hey, you hit high. And so Bear was able to make adjustments, aim a little bit lower on the gong, and made a great shot on his next shot. So it's very important that maybe if you do get a second shot, you're spotting. And Bear actually noticed too in one of his shots that he was hitting high. So we probably need to take this rifle back out and get it adjusted. So anyway, really quick, get off your animals, get them secured, and then get into an accurate shooting position. And hopefully you also have a buddy who is ranging for you, so you're able to dial in and make the shot. You got it? Yeah. Okay, bottom of the plate and squeeze. Nice. So Bear does make a good shot here. I just don't like how he lifted his head up. But here I am with my 220 Swift trying to do the same shot. And here it goes. Now Gracie wasn't able to make the shot today, but in the past, Gracie always comes through when it's an actual hunt. Here's one at 360 yards. Here's another one that she shot at 200 and actually that one was 100 yards. And then this next one, which is actually her last Kellock that she shot, she actually hit this one at 250 yards. And all of these were kind of get off and make a plan and shoot. So even though we were all kind of all thumbs on this kind of experience, we actually did really good. She actually does really good when it actually comes down to the real hunting. So don't worry, Gracie, we'll get them next time. Actually, on this hunt, it's actually worth noting that we could not find a good shooting position. And so the only thing we could really come up with was I laid down on the ground flat, and she actually put the rifle across me, perpendicular, and then got a good anchor point in the back. And I realized that we were both breathing, and so I said, okay, I'm going to hold my breath now. And then I held my breath, and then she went ahead and made the shot. So that was kind of fun. That kind of made that hunt a little bit more fun than your normal hunt. Okay, so now it's time to go ahead and retrieve our animal, or our gong. And we went ahead and got that gong and grabbed it, put it on Bear's mule, and rode out of there. So I hope you enjoyed this video and kind of some things that we've tried to do to be a little more successful in the mountain hunting. And we're going to go ahead and ride out and show you some clips for our next video. Thanks.